masters that they must appease. They must appease the beast, or the beast will give them no more money. And again, these are the problems that we face in our country today. And the solutions are, as I have laid out in the past, and I'll say it one more time today, we need not only term limits, how long someone can stay in office, but also how many times a person can run for an office. My particular thought process is simple. You get one term. If you get reelected, you can finish that term. But when that term is completed, you can't run for that or any other elected office for a period of 10 years. Now, that can be adjusted by bigger brains than mine, but 10 years is kind of an arbitrary number that I came up with, which would stop the beast. If he knows he can't get anything from you for 10 more years, there's a strong possibility he's not giving you any more money. Also, along with the beast feeding campaigns, we need for all campaigns to be publicly funded, which means if you qualify by getting petitions signed that say enough people want you to run, then the government gives you a set amount of money based on your primary successes. If you start out, let's say, to run for senator and they give you $1 million and you don't get any votes in the primary, then you don't get any more money. If you get caught taking money from sources outside of the campaign public funding, then you're automatically disqualified. And money in any form, whether it's television advertising, print advertising, anything that costs money that has your name on it, if it doesn't come out of your public funding money, you are disqualified from that election. We have in our country many, many beasts. The media is a beast. And I'm not talking about fake news. I'm talking about all news. I'm talking about all commentary. I'm talking about whether it's MSNBC, NBC, CNN, they all have a liberal bias and they're going to say everybody on the other side is wrong. And they'll have evidence to show that. But if you're listening to Breitbart and 10AN and Fox, they're going to say something completely different. And guess what? They're all getting paid lots and lots and lots of money to continue the argument, to continue to keep the American people yelling at each other. Now, I have a loud voice, but I'm trying not to yell at you because I know that you want to hear this, because I really, really want you to know that it's them against us. Not just the Republicans, folks. It's the Democrats. It's the independents. It's anybody who has a monetary interest in getting elected to this political world we live in. Because this political world we live in is no longer about serving the American people. As you very well know, and I should not have to share this with you, but I am. Most office holders are there to serve themselves and their dollar generated beast, the person who gives them their money to do what they want to do. So when we think about why the country is unhappy, why we have such anger and rage, why we're so separate from one another, money. The people who are devoted, and I mean that in the kindest sense, devoted to Donald Trump are because of one thing. They truly believe, whether there's foundational proof of that or not, they truly believe that Donald Trump is the answer to all of the political problems that this country has had over the last 50 or 60 years. And they don't care how he keeps control. January 6th is a very good example of that. But there are those now who say that if Donald Trump wants to be a dictator, maybe that's what we need. Because the American people are desperate for change. So desperate that they'll sacrifice their neighbor's life or even their own in order to facilitate that change. And so what we have is a constant drumbeat of people saying, we don't care. We don't want those regular politicians in there anymore, and we're going to do whatever we can to get them out. And Donald Trump is the vehicle for that change. Whether he is or he is not the point. It's not the issue. The issue is that many Americans believe that. And so what we're doing at nomoretalk.com is encouraging you, your friends, whether they think the way you do or not, whether they believe the way you do or not, whether they're Republicans or Democrats or independents or, God forbid, they're going to vote for RFK Jr., it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that we as the American people get activated in such a fashion that we can change the Constitution to read simply this: no more than 2 terms in a 10-year period. Terms all last the same as the president. Currently, a senator serves two years and a congressman serves 6. Let's make it 4 years for each with 1 re-election. But once you've served your 2 terms, irrespective of how long those terms are, and bigger salaries than mine will be able to figure that one out. And there are other people who think the same way as I do, as you do too. Many of you know these things are true, but you just don't know that it's possible for us as the American electorate, the people who really run this country. We own this country. They don't own it. We do. Can change anything, but we can change it. So I'm going to leave it there for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast. Probably sound a little redundant at times, but I can't think of anything that's going to be more important for our children and our grandchildren and their children than to straighten out the mess that has been created in this country by the sale of power and votes for money. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Artie for nomoretalk.com. I'm just a guy. I'm not anybody's puppet, not even my own. Thank you again. Have a great day.